Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to show you the geometry node setup to create this kind of imperfect looking pottery. So you might be able to guess this already. We don't have Revolve inside geometry nodes yet, but we can create something quite interesting. I call this one like a volume revolve, and this is actually involving a lot of curve along a line. So it's very simple. Let's take a look at one of them. So we can create variations. I only have few parameters, but you can add a lot more. So the first one is like doing the noise thing. Second one, of course, the radius and the height. Okay, so let's take a look inside. So you can see the parameter is coming from group input. I should probably give it a color, you know, like things like group input, like this guy. You can just turn on the color. I think it's a good idea. So let's see. So at the end we have set shades modes and set material, so that's fine. We have points to volume and volume to mesh. Okay, this guy is responsible for the result. So we have control over the radius of the volume and the volume to mesh. So we have adaptivity as well. You can play around with that, and threshold. So this is all important. So we basically have like a curve. Okay, the curve to create some kind of revolve. So let's see, curved circle. So we have curved circle, and we have curved tangent, and this one is basically, so we have a circle that's duplicating our line profile. So that's basically to create a revolve, and this circle will control the cup or the vase or whatever it is. And you can also use similar setup to create like a flower. Mesh to points. I wonder if we need mesh to points. Set positions. So that's controlling the offset. Resample the curve. So if we use count, we can control the number of, imagine like the U and the V of like a surface. You can control the number from here. I think I actually started from this line, so I can start with simple, just a bunch of points, lines, and then I have control over the noise from here. Actually, oh, I'm using white noise texture, that's why it's looking a little bit weird. I should have used just a normal noise texture. 4D W, and color goes in here. So we have something that's a little bit more interesting. So the noise is disturbing our line. We can control the strength of the noise, so it's disturbing it only in the y-axis. And then we have okay, actually I believe with the noise we should have like a -0.5 here, so it's kind of like normalizing the noise, and this is just the offset. And then I have this boolean that's controlling the top and the bottom. I want to keep the top and the bottom. And I have another similar one controlling the top and the bottom. If I have this 1 and 1, it's kind of closing the top and the bottom. If I just want it open at the top or at the bottom, I can turn this on and off. This is the offset of the bottom part, so we can have like a little bit like flower like that. The bottom part is open, but we of course we want to close it because it's like a pottery or like a cup. And then we have this resample curve, which should be just the length. And then we have another offset. This one is offsetting, seems to be pushing and offsetting everything. This is good for flower design. And all those lines that's being duplicated into circle will become our pot. This is really just duplicating the line, creating this kind of pottery looking object. Play around with the density and you might get something that's interesting, like thick or thin. If you turn on adaptivity, this thing will kind of merge and become something that's a little bit more complete, like a glass, like imperfect looking pottery or glass. I also use decimate here. Decimate also doing adding some kind of imperfections on top of our pottery. You might see this kind of thing at like a Japanese shop that sells this kind of pottery. It's usually quite expensive because it's quite special, and none of them, they are all like unique because they are all handmade. And yeah, you use it to put a green tea, things like that. But you know, we created this just simply using volume that we kind of revolve, because we don't have Revolve Node yet. We don't have Revolve. Eventually we have Revolve like a modifier. I don't actually need to use all this kind of Revolve if I just use Revolve modifier, but it's kind of nice to be able to do this. Let me show you. Okay, this is another example. So with cycles, okay, the material, we can have this subsurface turn on or less. Play around with the color and also randomize the color if you want. I think this one also I'm using the wrong type of noise. I'm just gonna replace it with real noise. Plug into the W. This goes there. I quite like this result at the moment. Plug this there. This one minus 0.5, normalizing the noise. We can control the strength of the noise also here. This one is multiplying the strength of the noise, which is pretty interesting. And this one is resampling. I think there's a kind of like a nice number that you can use to get the result you want. And back to the shader. It's currently using this green and yellow color. We can use geometry or just use object random, plug into the hue. This one's to the color. So we're gonna have different color for each pot with the shades of something else. Subtle looking color will make this look more expensive looking. So there's basically our pottery, imperfect looking pottery. All right, so hopefully you'll find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.